Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today, so we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since it's been out there. The government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto. Really excited to have you guys here today. We are going to be diving into some technicals. We're going to talk about some news, and unfortunately, I have a little bit of bad news for you guys. I made another mistake, but I'm going to fix it today. I swear. I'm going to spend some money. I'm going to fix the mistake. I'll tell you what the mistake is here in a second. But if you don't know, this is Coffee and Crypto. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, technical, on-chain, and fundamental analysis with, today, coffee. You guys know I've been working on going off of coffee for a while now, but funny story. We got home from Jacksonville at 9 o'clock last night. Didn't get to bed till midnight, and then I had to get up at 2:45 to drive my sister to the airport. So I've been awake for 8 hours already. So you bet your bottom dollar I'm running off of caffeine right now. You bet your bottom Satoshi. You bet your bottom Bitcoin. There you go. That's alliterative. That I'm running off of a little bit of caffeine right now. My wife and my son are taking naps, and I would love to take one. But I might get to a little bit later because I really just gotta confess a mistake I made to you guys. So you know how this is rough. This is a great way to start a new year. You remember how like 2 weeks ago I had to stream from a different laptop because I left my charger somewhere? Yeah, well, this time I left my charger somewhere and I don't have another laptop I can stream on. So the stream is going to run as long as this laptop does. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a phone video, or I'm going to go live on my phone or something to make it up to you. There's a ton of people in chat today. This is the worst possible day for this to happen because so many of you guys tuned in for the new year. But have some exciting news. And then we'll jump into crypto, I promise. I want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and what's coming up this year, geopolitically, financially, cryptocurrency-ally. I want to make sure you guys have some good deets on that. But a couple first updates. First and foremost, expect an update and an announcement coming out pertaining to Club DeFi over the next couple of weeks. I will tell you that we will have an announcement by the end of January. I'm hoping for much sooner than that, but no official releases have been made just yet. But you will be getting an update on Club DeFi relatively soon. And I'm also going to spend this entire week doing a lot of work on the setup here. So for one, like I said, I'm going to spend some money to fix a problem. I'm going to buy another charger, so I have 2 of them for this computer. And I'm actually going to be doing a lot of work building an actual home set, so I'm not just streaming from a jerry-rig set in the game room of my house. I'm actually going to work on building a home set here for the days when I do have to stay home, either because we have a newborn coming or whatever it may be. I'll be in office as much as I can be, but there are days where it's going to be best that I'm flexible and able to be at home. So I'm going to be setting up an actual professional studio here rather than just my old Blue Yeti that sounds very tinny. I don't like the way this mic sounds, and I'm really sorry for all you headphone users out there. So anyway, those are some updates. By the way, if you did not watch yesterday's video, please go back and watch it. I poured my heart into that video, guys. I am so passionate about the content that went up yesterday. So make sure you go back and watch that. Got more updates, more announcements coming later and on throughout the week. Like I said, this is going to be a short and sweet stream since we are running on fumes here as far as battery. We got 19% left. It says 16 minutes left. I think that's generous. Do apologize. Totally my fault. As I said in the video yesterday, definitely not perfect. That was a big oops on my part. Anyway, we got Grand Roofing Incorporated. Grand Roofing Incorporated in chat. I like to sing. I don't think I'm very good, but he's been hearing me sing his name for a while. Good morning, Jebb. Good morning, all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Really excited for the new year. Guys, I don't do the whole try and make myself better on January 1st through January 15th. I try and do that the whole year as far as through reading the Word and growing closer to God. But there is just something very enthralling about the season of New Year's for that sake. CBD Study in chat. We also got Thomas Post in chat. Crypto Mini Bike. Justin Eubanks. Let's see who else. We got Grand Roofing Incorporated in chat again. Computer's running very slow because I got all of the throttling stuff on to try and make it chill. Silent in chat. What's up? Got a super chat already. Stuart Rodney donated $5. Said, with AI taking over so much of the tech space, what do you think about Beep Token? Looks like they're the premier crypto project for 2023. I'd have to look into it, honestly. I've been spending so much time working on the channel here. I haven't been looking at a bunch of little caps. But to be honest with you, I don't really invest in small cap coins. I'm a big Bitcoin guy. I like Ethereum. And I invest in some smaller caps like Cardano and a few others, but that's pretty much it. Jebb, you need to clean those glasses. It's not that they're dirty, it's that they're scratched. They're so many years old. These glasses are so old. It looks like the lines on Mars. I don't think it'll focus on there, but I mean, my glasses look like what it would look like if you looked at the moon through a telescope right now. You'll see the Sea of Tranquility over here and where Buzz Aldrin, I was about to say Buzz Armstrong. Anyway, I'm way off topic landed. Happy New Year, everybody. How are your Cardano predictions going, Jebb? Well, I predicted 8 years out, so I don't really know yet. As far as where the bottom was, yeah, the bottom was definitely lower than where I thought it would be. I'll give you that one. When people in chat say good morning and Happy New Year, all. Good morning and Happy New Year. Let me see how much time we have left here because we're running on battery. Do apologize for that, guys. I will make sure to do something about that. You're the lines of Saturn. Aw, Brent Holt said, Jebb, you could use a microphone made of string and a Dixie cup and I would still listen. LOL. Really appreciate that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do a segment that we haven't done in a while. And it is none other than, drumroll please, the Musk Watch. As you guys know, we like to read Elon Musk's Twitter because it is quite humorous. And it's not just that it's funny, because we don't do this show for the sake of comedy. That is a byproduct, hopefully, of an educational and informational content. But there is quite a lot on Elon Musk's Twitter that's actually very pertinent to crypto. Elon Musk tweeted, hope you're having a great day one, 2023. One thing's for sure, it won't be boring. That's absolutely true. The Boring Company isn't doing too well. I'm sorry, I just had to. I'm a dad after all. New Twitter navigation coming in January that allows swiping to side to switch between recommendations and follow tweets, trends, topics, etc. Until then, tap stars icon in the top upper right. So basically, if you just scroll through here, there's a bunch of different. He's really gone into the engineering. He's not doing as much of like his political stuff on here as much as he used to. He's talking about just the updates that are coming to Twitter. New Twitter will strive to optimize unregretted user minutes. That's a pretty cool idea. Unregretted user minutes. How many minutes do we regret being on social media? That's a really interesting way to log that. Significant backend server architecture changes rolling out. Twitter should feel faster. Obviously, you guys saw that. It's dangerously to believe anything blindy. The science is settled. That's not how science... Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to touch that. New Twitter policy is to follow science, which essentially includes reasoned questioning of the science. Of course, there's a lot of SpaceX launches and stuff going on here. Definitely not going to get into too much of this because a lot of it is quite political, and I don't really want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. But anyway, main point is Twitter's getting better, and Elon Musk is trying to be relatable, as if Elon Musk makes his own DiGiorno pizza in his oven at 425 and puts it on the cardboard where, you know, they don't give you a little cardboard tray, so you got to fold the cardboard box over on itself and slide that sucker out. Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Elon Musk, one of the richest people in the world. Fortunately for him, it's now one of the richest people in the world. Yikes. As if he's doing that for himself. Anyway, the Musk Watch is concluded. Not much to talk about there. Let me just, again, keep an eye on how much time we have. Like I said, I'll make it up to you guys somehow. We're on 15% battery. I thought I could make it last longer. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at CoinMarketCap. Over on here, we got Bitcoin trading at $16,700. We got ETH trading at $1,200. BNB trading at $246. And here's the thing, guys. Bitcoin's kind of boring right now. It's not doing a whole lot. Neither is Ethereum. Neither is XRP. Neither is Dono. I mean, Dono's up a little bit, sitting at a quarter when all-time high's at 314. Down 90 and some percent from all-time high. But Litecoin's been doing well. Litecoin, if you notice, did jump 8% up to $75. I would not FOMO into Litecoin, by the way, in case you were thinking, oh, I got to get some Litecoin now, because over the last 90 days, it's up 37%. Yeah, that's great, but it's not going to outrun Bitcoin forever, because Litecoin is the knockoff of Bitcoin, not the other way around. Litecoin is the silver to Bitcoin's gold. Gold is the far more stable asset, and we're going to talk about somebody who would say something similar in a bit. Don't take that out of context. I'm saying gold's more stable than silver, not gold being more stable than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin absolutely takes the cake. Anyway, jumping over to the chart, I can show you here that Bitcoin's been in a bit of an uptrend over the last couple of days. I want to show you Lux Algo. If you guys don't know, Lux Algo is incredible, and it is incredibly helpful even in this sideways action, because it's going to help you understand when the sideways action has concluded, which it has not as of yet. On the 4-hourly chart, Bitcoin dropped down here into the reversal zone, and that indicated to us that the market was going to either go through a big crash and drop below critical support that you could find down here in this region, right around $16,500. That support, by the way, being built on Monday, the 19th of December, or Bitcoin was going to bounce, and that's what Bitcoin chose to do. Bitcoin chose to bounce, has a buy signal. The candle coloring even turned green for just a split second, meaning that it's theoretically a strong buy signal. The tricky thing is the reversal zones are trending to the downside, and the trend catcher, got my words twisted there, the trend catcher is trading sideways, perfectly sideways right now, not doing a whole lot except giving us resistance. We tried to get above it multiple times. We did not manage to get far above the trend catcher. So unless you see Bitcoin getting far above the trend catcher, breaking up into the reversal zone, breaking into the reversal zone, falling out, and then pushing back above its local high, I'll repeat that. Unless you see Bitcoin breaking up above the trend catcher, step 1, into the reversal zone, step 2, falling out of the reversal zone, step 3, then breaking back up above its set high, step 4, do not expect a major rally on Bitcoin. That is pretty much the only way that you're going to get a significant rally forming on Bitcoin with any kind of confirmation, is a rally up to at least this level of resistance right here at $16,900, setting a local top up around 17,000, a pullback retracement, and then a break to the upside above the resistance that it set. It would take at least that for this buy signal to be confirmed by trend catcher, with trend catcher turning green. We have the buy signal, we don't have trend catcher, and then we're also going to have to look at the reversal zones trying to curve back to the upside. Long story short, Bitcoin is quite a bit away from a break to the upside. We are not currently in a buy setup, so don't get too excited about the current state of the market. That being said, at least on the short term, that being said, there are also other things that could be bullish on Bitcoin. For example, there's a downtrending level of resistance right here that Bitcoin set with a pivot point here, set point here, and now we're currently testing it right here. That tells us two things. Number one, if Bitcoin breaks up here, whoop-de-doo, we're going to be able to break that resistance and maybe go through the setup that I just told you about. However, on the other hand, if Bitcoin does not, it is in a descending a descending triangle pattern, and that could end up causing Bitcoin to drop here below $16,500. Breaking to the downside, going into a sell signal, which would still be confirmed because we've been under a confirmed sell signal since here. All three of these signals are not actually confirmed because we're still under this sell signal since they weren't confirmed by trend catcher. And that could lead Bitcoin down to fresh lows below about 16.3, which is this current low, and that could very easily crash us back down to 15.5. So if you're looking for the setup right now, there's not one for the bulls or the bears, but if you were to make an argument, the bears case is stronger right now, in my opinion. And it's not just because of that part of Lux Algo. There's other parts of Lux Algo and other technical indicators in general that are going to tell you similar things. Very strong sell wall sitting up here. This is an order block in Lux Algo's price action concepts. I made a video on price action concepps. So did Lux Algo's YouTube channel. Make sure to check out both of those if you want to learn more. Get Lux Algo at the link down below. 20% off. Coupon code Jebb, J-E-B-B. You know the drill. That resistance up here around 16.8 to 17,000 flat is going to be a hard one to break through. So, as I said, long story short, Bitcoin is potentially able to go through a major rally, but the sats are stacked against it, if you will, and you're gonna have to see a lot to do that. Give me 1 second. I do apologize. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I can hear myself. Let me go ahead and turn that off. Sorry about that. But anyway, gonna read chat here for a little bit, and then I'm gonna talk about what 2023 is going to be for Bitcoin, because like I said, it is a bit shocking what 2023 is going to look like. Again, I appreciate all of you tuning in. Smash the like button. Do apologize for the shorter stream today. I will make it up to you somehow with some more content today. With the 11 minutes we have left, let me read a little bit of chat. Shadrach Frost in chat. Good to see you. Happy 2023, folks. Happy 2023. Absolutely nuts. I was thinking about the other day. I've now known my son and my wife over the course of 3 different years. So I met my wife on November 10th of 2023. November, that hadn't even happened yet. November 10th of 2022. 2021. Wow, I'm a bad husband. We got married March 5th of 2022. Our first date to our wedding was exactly 90 days. That was spirit-led. We knew from God that we were supposed to marry each other, and it's been incredible ever since. But I was thinking about it. I've known them over the course of 3 whole years now, even though it's only been a little over an actual year. It's been over 3 years. Pretty cool. Martine Siebel's in chat. Let's see. All right, cool, guys. So as far as what I was going to talk about with 2023, let me see how much time I have here, and I'm going to try and break this down as much as I possibly can, and then I'm going to actually end the stream a little bit early with a couple percent left because I don't want to just cut off and be jagged for you. I want there to be an actual outro. 2023, here's the picture. I'm going to try and not do what I normally do, which is ramble, and make this as concise as possible. There are a few major geopolitical, financial, and cryptocurrency-related paradigms, zeitgeists, backdropped canvases, if you will, that Bitcoin is painting on this year. The first one, and the most significant by far, even in crypto, is the Russian-Ukrainian war. Hands down, bar none, it is the single biggest driver of geopolitics, global financial markets, and cryptocurrency at all. Other than for about 2-3 weeks there where FTX was blowing up, Russia is the biggest single contributing factor to Bitcoin's price and the global economy. And if you're going to think, no, wait a minute, what about interest rates? What about CPI? What about jobs? What about the economy? All of those things are currently being driven by that war. So you draw it back to that conflict. 2023, we're hoping that there's going to be peace talks. The problem is that the trust on both sides of peace talks has been totally broken. Whenever peace talks are occurring, then one side launches an attack. If the Russians are acting like they want to have peace, then they launch a bunch of drone strikes. If the Ukrainians want peace, which they do, the Russians are not willing to give them back their territory. So they're at a stalemate. And in conflict, in war strategy, basically, if the Russians have the idea that by surrendering they're going to lose more than if they had stayed in the war, then they're going to stay in the war. And the Ukrainians feel, wait a minute, we're beating up Russia right now. We can take back all of our territory. They're going to settle for absolutely nothing less than getting every square inch of their territory, including Crimea, back. So they're not going to go to peace unless Russia accepts that. Russia doesn't want to accept that because Russia thinks that they can freeze them out through February when it gets to 10, 20 below for weeks and weeks at a time. And they can hit the energy infrastructure. This conflict is devastating, it's terrible, and I'm praying that it comes to a conclusion. The fact is, the theory is, I suppose it's not a fact, I wish it weren't a fact, the likelihood is that it's not going to end soon. It's probably going to drag out into at least the fall. Reason for that, Russia is attacking Ukraine through the winter, hoping they'll capitulate during the winter. Ukraine almost certainly will not. They're too patriotic. They care too much about defending the nascent country that they've just managed to get out of a dictatorship in 2014. They want their nation to become something. They want to have their own identity that is separate from Russia, which just launched a senseless war and attack on them. So they're very unlikely to actually go for peace unless they get everything back during the winter, no matter how hard it gets, because there are some battle-hardened people over there. That means that you drag the peace talks into at least the spring. The problem is with the spring, things start to slow down. So, just knocked out one of my lights. Oops. The thing is, in the spring, things start to slow down, and the Russians are going to have a very hard time making any advances. So are the Ukrainians, so it's going to stall. And both of them are going to plan for the summer. In the summer, then they're going to duke it out because the Ukrainians have a 5 times larger tank force because they took all of Russia's tanks, and Russia has twice the manpower because they conscripted a bunch of young people that are not very excited about that. So it's going to be an absolute brawl come summer. By the time that brawl has bore some ugly fruit, because it's going to be ugly no matter what happens, it'll probably be the fall, and the writing will more than likely be on the wall. So it's probably 9 months before the end of the conflict, unfortunately. I wish it were over before it began. This is the real world we're dealing with, unfortunately. So I'm on 5%, so I'm going to wrap it out here pretty quick. But as far as that's concerned, that war is setting the stage for everything. Interest rates, CPI. CPI is coming down. Interest rates are likely going to plateau around 5 to 6, maybe all the way up to 7. That's going to set the stage for that. If we see the plateau in Q1, that's going to likely coincide with Bitcoin having a big rally. If it plateaus in Q2 and it's still going up through Q1, then Bitcoin's probably going to stay down here in this zone. But I think by the summer, when we start to have some kind of glimmer of hope of an end of the conflict, when the pandemic has started to calm down even more, when China hopefully is backing off from Taiwan, although we don't think that's going to happen, then we're likely going to see some more stability. The problem is the next 3 years are going to be extremely unstable for the global economy because everything's resetting itself. Everybody's moving their manufacturing out of China. There's a conflict in Ukraine. There's a concern about a conflict in Taiwan now. There are evil forces that are trying to expand in the world, and that's not good for business. It's definitely not good for the human toll, but also for business. It's not good for the growth of the economy, which is absolutely, by the way, not the most important thing. The human toll is the most important thing, but we're talking economics here. Why is 2023 going to be shocking for Bitcoin? Because I think Bitcoin is going to make a comeback despite the instability. I don't think Bitcoin's going to stay under $20,000 for all of 2023. I think what you're going to end up seeing is you're going to see an underdog story take place, and you're going to see Bitcoin manage to rally up to maybe $30,000 by the end of the year. Maybe. That's pushing it. But just the mere fact, just the mere idea that Bitcoin would be able to push against a conflict in Ukraine, the most significant geopolitical event since at least the Cuban Missile Crisis, if not Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the end of World War II, and V-Day, and VE Day, and whatever day it is, and Victory in the Pacific Day. The fact that that's taking place, big enough nuke to business. The fact that there could be a conflict in Taiwan and disrupt global chip manufacturing the world over and completely just send the economy back 20 years and it takes 3 to 5 years to fix. That's another big issue for Bitcoin, especially since those miners are using some of the latest chips, and a lot of those chips are made in Taiwan and South Korea, both of which would have their trade massively disrupted by a conflict in the South China Sea that would involve China, Japan, more than likely, and probably the United States. The point is,